One thing I'm trying to do today is I'm going to be replacing all these buttons with some new acrylic ones that I got. These ones are all cast in a resin and I don't like them very much. But, so, got my tie palette chest box here. It's actually attached to the front piece like this. The little wing nuts that hold them in there. You can see the snaps and everything that hold all this together. So I'm going to try a couple of different videos here and see what works to show as I update this. Alright, so let's see if I can try this any better. Sorry for any poor sound quality, I'm still figuring all this out. So the chest box is removed. And there's a hole cut in the back here, because at one point I thought about putting a voice unit or something inside, but it's helpful to have a hole there, just in case you want to do anything with it. All of these are currently held on by E6000 glue, so I'm going to try and get that off there. E6000 can usually come off pretty easily, but let's see what it does. So one thing I'm using here is I've got my X-Acto knife, and I've already gotten two things off. E6000 holds well, but it does have flexibility to it, and it's not a permanent bond like some things. So I'm just taking this, sliding it under the pieces, trying to cut the glue off. And not cut myself with my X-Acto knife. Pliers can be helpful. Since I'm not keeping these, I don't really care what happens to them. Try to keep things in line with the camera, but also see what I'm doing. Let's see if I can get this on this camera. See that lovely little stretch right there? That's what makes E6000 great. Very good for flexible spots. And through the magic of video, here we are just a few minutes later, and they're all gone. You can see, with the light on there, the rough patches from where it was originally sanded. You always want to sand anything whenever you're gluing it on there. It gives the glue something to kind of sink into and bite onto. And also, a little bit of residue left, which isn't too bad. And in getting it off there, kind of nicked a couple spots, but I'm okay with wear and tear because everything in Star Wars is supposed to look weathered. So, clean this up a little bit, and then we are going to glue these on with super glue. I don't feel like waiting for the 24-hour dry time for E6000 right now. Alright, so as we jump ahead, you can see we've got 3 of them replaced. Put these side by side. Much nicer that looks. They're all uniform in size and shape and width. They're shiny, they look really cool. There's this. Just looks like a little Lego block or something, I don't know. It works for the 5-foot rule, which is basically, it looks good from 5 feet away. But I've been wanting to replace these for years, so I'm finally glad I'm able to do it. But we got 3 of them on there so far. I didn't record those because I had used my phone for the reference photos, but that's the problem, is there's always different variations, and I can never remember which one I have. So, but I'll do this one on the camera if I can. Got our last little block here, little protective film. I was hoping they'd have a sticky back, but they don't. So it's just there to protect the finish. So, just pick a side. Sandpaper. This is 400 grit, I think. Doesn't need much. Again, we're not doing much. We're just trying to scuff up the surface. Just give the glue something to bite into. And the plastic on here was already scuffed up from the previous ones. So we just put... I never know how much glue to use, so I either use too little or too much. But this amount seems to be working so far. And you can see where we got our scuffed up spot already. Drop it right on there. And per the instructions, press and hold for 10 to 45 seconds. Put the cap back on the glue. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Much, much happier. Look how shiny and reflective they are. These ones are not getting replaced because the only ones I could find are still just resin. So it'd be swapping it out with the same thing. No point in doing that. Alright, I think that's good. Last ones are our little red and white buttons that go up here on top. Alright, so got my last one just pressed on there. Oh, I'm so very, very happy. Came out wonderfully. It's a little wonky and a little crooked, mostly because it was done wonky and crooked when I did it originally. But the beauty of original trilogy stuff is it's all wonky and crooked. There's almost nothing that is symmetrical and nothing is a straight line. But I am very, very happy. Hopefully this video worked out and the audio is salvageable because I feel like I'm mumbling. I talk very, very low. Alright. Hopefully this can be helpful. Notice one thing, the red here, maybe it'll look different in daylight. I think if I was to do it over again, I might have put white or something under that. Make it kind of pop a little bit more against the black. But anyways, right now, I'm very happy. Alright. I'll hopefully have some other form, some other video I can put up later. Because in the future, I do want to replace these. Because these are also resin cast. And there's a guy who makes them in metal, which looks really cool. Okay, thank you.